Welcome to Dad Bods, Crab Cakes, and Sports, where husky middle-aged men share insight on the latest Baltimore sports news. From the bank to the yard and beyond, we're breaking down the Ravens, Orioles, Terps, and more. Baltimore's best sports podcast starts right now.
All right, great Friday evening to everybody. I jumped ahead to the weekend. That's how I feel tonight. Welcome back to the Dad Bods Fantasy Football Fix episode two or dose, however you want to say it. We are here tonight with Jason and Colin. Say hi to everybody.
Hi to everybody.
All right, beautiful, wonderful. That was a great job, guys. You know, this is the Dad Bods Fantasy Fix, where the rosters are questionable and the waivers are desperate and the Dad Bod to athlete ratio is super high. So I think we're doing a good job so far with that tonight. Jason, how are you doing down there in sunny and rainy Florida?
Outstanding. Today was quite rainy and quite stormy. It was like right in front of me here, where you guys can't see, is this window to the outside, and it was just slamming up against the window all day today. But then it did that for about an hour, and it was beautiful, 90 degrees. Love it. Love it. How about you, Colin? What's going on in Chi-Town, as they call it?
Well, we've had a lot of tornadoes this year. We had some in the city, in the town where we live this past week. Saw some trees down and stuff. So,
oh, God.
Yeah. Illinois has the most tornadoes of any state in the country so far this year, and that's way out of the ordinary.
I was going to say that's not historic, right? Like, isn't it like Oklahoma and all those flat places?
It's usually them, but we're like double anybody else at this point. So
don't you guys have skyscrapers and big things and things that can fall over from these tornadoes?
Yeah, but they haven't so far. So
still standing. The Windy City still standing in Chicago. How many sheep do you have there? Do you have a lot of sheep there, Colin, in Illinois?
Enough that I would punch a hole in this wall if anybody brought up.
I'm bringing back an old inside joke between Colin and I. We once had a little party, a little beer pong party at my house, and a friend of mine and Colin got into it. He was from Texas and Colin's from Iowa, and they were back and forth about how many sheep per capita there were in each of the different states, and there was quite a debacle, and someone put their fist through some drywall. But that's neither here nor there.
So
No. Colin has great self-control. That's one thing we'll learn about Colin as we go, because he'll
and that's important.
That's right. He'll also keep back some of the jokes he shouldn't say on the air. So that's a good work, Colin. We appreciate you, brother.
I will not. I will not hold back.
Jason's a wild card. We got to watch Jason. You know, he's kind of off the cuff there in Florida. Two places, different weather, but somehow I have the same exact fantasy football confidence in both of you guys. So that's really good, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's start with our Dad Bods. That's right. You can read it any way you want to. You can read it any way you want to. But I want to start with our Dad Bod. Jason did this in our other show, Fantasy Football Question of the Day. We did our Dad Bod Question of the Day, but here's my question of the day for you. Everyone needs a good team name for their fantasy football team, right? Because you're thinking and you want it to be clever. You might try to go Bed Bath & Beyond or Dak to the Future, however you guys want to do it. So my question today for you is, what is the best fantasy football team name you've ever used, number one, or had in your league? So just take a second to try to come up with that one. So whoever's ready first, jump right in.
So I don't, unfortunately, I can't think of any that have been in my league that has stood out to me. I usually don't pay attention to it for whatever reason. I need to start doing that. I did. Oh gosh, this is going to get us on the. What is it when we say naughty things? We get put on that little rating, because that's what's going to happen here. My team name 2 years ago was Hawk Tua, when there was the Hawk Tua girl. I thought that was funny. Last year I went a little political and pissed people off, but I tend to I want to get people off their game by putting things, get them all antsy and round up.
Yeah. Jason likes to poke the bear, and I think we'll just get a little E next to our episode, Jason. It's not really a big deal. It's all good. Colin, what do you guys think over there in Chicago?
Mine My favorite that I've used is a throwback to our days living together when I had One T Hill, and we
Ha!
would spend evenings watching One Tree Hill. So it was a Tyreek Hill, One Tree Hill crossover episode. So
I
that's
love it.
my one time. Usually I'm just Mod Squad, which is the classic.
Yeah, I mean, there's just that. That's the gridiron frisks. We do the same thing here, but every once in a while, I try to reach out and bring something back. I had a very bad REM reference for a while with "What's the Friar Muth Kenneth?" Because if you know the song "What's the Frequency Kenneth," but I tend to reach and people don't understand. But that's my own fault because of the horrible puns I enjoy. So let's move on from this topic here, gentlemen, and get into some fantasy football. We had our first slate of preseason games, and did you guys get a chance to watch any preseason football?
I saw
mean,
3 highlights maybe.
right. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I saw a couple things here and there, but nothing that like moved the needle. The only thing, to be honest, that really moves the needle for me are injuries. So unless I see somebody going down with an injury, it's like, okay, let's just move on to the next week, getting closer to the season.
Yeah,
Yeah. So just to build on that real quick, Colin, and maybe you can add to this. While you're watching, if you ever watch preseason football with a fantasy mindset, what should you be thinking about and looking for? Are there anything that you can kind of glean from watching a little bit of preseason football?
No. I mean, it's a terrible answer, but I was going to say, like, this is the time of year where you watch, like, incredible athletes make awesome plays and then never see the field again for the rest of the year because they're just not as incredible as the guys that will play. And nobody wants to get their stars hurt this time of year. And I mean, yeah. So no is my answer.
Even in Dynasty, there's nothing you can get out of this whole thing, Jason.
Yeah, I would say in Dynasty, if we want to go that route, I mean, there's certain instances like everyone's right now getting all excited about Cyrus Allen with the Kansas City Chiefs. I was actually high on him early on, took him at the end of a bunch of drafts, but again, that's just kind of like a flyer. So everyone's kind of gets excited and gets all happy because they see um, him getting more reps or something like then everyone gets nervous because you have Cam Scatabo and Tyrone Tracy splitting carries. Oh my goodness. Like the dude just came off a massive knee injury. Like, it's okay. He's your guy. Like, let's not overreact to these things. But I do feel like everyone's so hungry for the season to start that we're just trying to like figure out anything we can. And everyone
Yeah.
wants to find that edge.
If we bring dynasty into it, this is the time of year where you turn 4th round picks into 2nd round picks. So you get like Cyrus Allen. If somebody comes and offers you a 2nd round pick in 2027, I'm sure you're just gonna be like, yeah, absolutely. At this point, I I would not offer that much for him right now. I'm sure you might accept it. I don't know. Your face isn't giving away anything at this point.
That's because you guys are in too many leagues together. You don't want to give each other your secrets. Um, but yeah, I would take that. So let's say that let's play a little quick game just to intro overreaction or truth based on some of the preseason action we saw this last most of it was Thursday night football. Jeremiah Love looked pretty good. You know, he's going to be a stud. Overreaction or the truth?
Who do you want to go first?
The
Jason, I want you to go first.
Oh, hi, Colin. You got cut off. I, in the middle. I mean, they spent a what pick on him? Like, where was he drafted? He was drafted in the first round, right?
Oh,
Number
yeah.
4 overall.
4. Yeah.
I mean, so I think this year's draft was down, obviously, depending. I mean, you won't know until everything settles, right? A couple years, whatever. Um, he is the best of this draft. So to me, what he did the other day didn't really move the needle for me. I think he's already going to be an upper. I think he's a top 10 running back fringe guy this year, and after that, I don't. A lot of it's the Raiders. They're terrible. So I'm not the Raiders. The
Cardinals.
Cardinals. They're
Yeah.
terrible.
Cardinals.
So it's like, what are you gonna do? Um, I do have faith that they can throw the ball a little bit, which could open up the running game a little bit. But overall, they're a bad football team, and they'll be playing from behind, which usually means that the running back doesn't get a lot. Maybe he can catch passes. He'll be good. I just don't know if I would temper expectations for this year.
Yeah,
Colin, you have anything to add about Jeremiah Love, or
he is the truth as far as talent, but situation is just as important for running backs in a single year look at things. So you got to say, I mean, he's gonna look good and not score a whole bunch of points. So probably in that 12 to 15 kind of range is where I see him finishing the year.
Fernando Mendoza looked pretty good last night. Throwing the football around. He had two in the air and one on the ground. I don't know. He had a few touchdowns. They have Kirk Cousins there in is it Oakland? Where do they play anymore? L.A. The Raiders. The Raiders have Kirk Cousins. And my question for you, I'll start with Colin this time. What does that look like? The quarterback battle in the Raiders country, and who comes out there, and does that have any fantasy football impact?
In redraft, it's not going to do much. I think it's going to say the first 8 games until the Raiders in Las Vegas are out of everything, and then they'll put Mendoza in there and see what he can do and give him a shot to have the line gel and him not get just completely obliterated behind the line and lose any sort of confidence. So Dynasty, we're going to see a lot of Mendoza in the second half of the year, I believe. But beginning of the year, it's going to be Cousins until they're out of it.
Jason? I see a lot of Cousins because I have a big family, but I wanted to wonder about you. What do you think?
The Frisky Cousins. That's a whole show on its own. Yeah. So I think Mendoza. I kind of what Colin said. I could see Colin like a Jackson Dart situation where he comes in 3 or 4 games in, depending on the way the season's going. The biggest difference is you don't have a head coach that's on the hot seat. You have a guy that's a offensive guru. If he thinks that giving him the keys to the castle early is good, otherwise you just throw Kirk Cousins out there for a while till he can't do it anymore or whatnot. But yeah, it's hard to judge that, Mike, on a preseason game, obviously, but that's what we're talking about, right? I mean, he's clearly got the talent but to what level? He runs the ball a little bit too. So, and he's got that Josh Allen on the goal line type, can run it in thing. So he could steal a lot of points potentially. I say he plays this year. Probably, I'm just going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say week 4 or 5, but I don't know their bye week situation. So they might try to finagle that. I don't know. Let's just say week 4 or 5.
So bottom line, it sounds like you guys both think if he gets an opportunity to get in the game, he's worth a look probably and has a high upside. But the fact of the matter is the opportunity might not present itself immediately. So in redraft, that doesn't make much of a difference for us.
Sorry, Mike. If you're doing like super flex, there's a potential that you could take him as your third quarterback potentially, depending on how the season is forming. But I would not, in single quarterbacks, I would leave him on the waiver wire.
All right, one more quick question from Thursday night games. The Packers. They came out with Matthew Golden at the X, Christian Watson at the Z, and then Jaden Reed was pretty much in the slot or mixed into 3 wide receiver sets. What do you guys think of the Packers as far as their receiving core, and is there one of those 3 that stands out to you? Start with Jason.
I mean, obviously the easy answer is Christian Watson, right? Colin, that was his breakout player. I wouldn't necessarily disagree. I think Jaden Reed might actually be one of the we're going to do sleepers later. He wasn't on my list, but there's a good can you consider him a sleeper? He kind of had a breakout-ish. He was on his way. So I don't know. Between those 2, but Jaden Reed, they're going to move him all over the field. Could be very, very intriguing, but Watson's the hot
Colin, anything?
Yeah, I agree. The leaving Golden out of it is kind of where I'm at with this too. He was a high pick last year. He didn't really do much. He had all the opportunities in the world and then still kind of struggled. So yeah, Watson, then Reed, then Golden, I guess. That's how I'd rank. I mean, Reed should be a good value pick.
No, sounds like you're reading that pretty well, Colin. So if we are through with the nonsense that is preseason football games, let's talk a little bit today about some busts and some sleepers. So let's see what we have. Let's do a top three list, Jason. So Colin and Jason, both of you guys, get together your top three. Colin, what do you want to start with? Top three, go.
Let's do busts.
Busts. So be careful out there, fantasy folks, when you are thinking about drafting these fellers that these guys are going to talk about. All right. We'll just go one at a time, back and forth, so that Colin or Jason doesn't steal the thunder of all the other person. Jason, why don't you go with your first bust potential?
Let me just kind of give a little explanation of this. Obviously, it speaks for itself, but it's like I also base it on ADP, which is the draftable position. So, what is the average draft position for a player right now? Now, it's a little hard because there isn't a lot of drafts out there, but so what rounds they think they're going to go in. So, if you're going to take a player like, I mean, one of my busts is from Stings is Christian McCaffrey potentially. Not because he's not a great player, but because you have to spend a top 5 or 6 pick on him, and he's already dealing with some injury stuff. So, oh, to me, you need first round results. So to me, he is a bust candidate for me because of that, and because of he had 400 touches last year. The year before, he had 300 plus touches. I think it might have been the year before that he wasn't injured. He had the same amount. A lot of miles on that truck out there, fellas. So Christian McCaffrey is my bust candidate.
Yeah, I think, doesn't he have like 3 of the top 20 all-time fantasy football seasons? That's a pretty good football player, but there may be a little rust going on there in the McCaffrey wagon. Colin, who's your number one?
Well, since Jason swooped in and stole that one from me, he was also on my list. So again, like Jason said, these are guys that I would love to have on my team if I didn't have to draft them where they're going. Like McCaffrey's going to score 2,000 points in the first half of the season, and then he might get hurt. It could be something like that. He caught the ball, I don't know, 80 sometimes last year. He was a PPR machine. But so following in the same kind of area there, I'm going to go with Scatabo as my bust. Just because I think he might be one of the dumbest people to ever play football. And he's going to hurt himself. He's going to do something stupid and try to run through the wrong guys too many times with his head and take off his helmet and do the same thing. So he looked really good last year when he got the chance, and then he got hurt, and then he's doing backflips on a surgically repaired leg, and I don't want any part of having him on my team just because it's a headache.
That is a great pun. That's a headache. You can even use maybe the name CTE for your fantasy football team if you were thinking about it. All right, let's go to Colin to be first up for the second bust candidate.
All right. Well, this is the last one I have listed here, but Luther Burden is my guy that just because he's been flying up draft boards for a while, that where he's going does not kind of mesh with the output he had last season. He had great yards per run metrics, the stuff the guys like to look at, but he had, I think, 2 games where he was a top 24 receiver last year, something like that. He looked good when he got the opportunity. They have some other really good mouths to feed in Chicago, so it's going to be hard for me to take Burden, even though he looks like he could be the next great thing. But where he's
I can I
going,
can
I can't afford it.
tell it's really weighing on you, Colin, that burden. So I think maybe you should pass it along. With a Dunze there, I mean, I can understand maybe your concern about the number of touches he's going to get. Jason, who's your number two?
Well, on Colin's guy, I mean, of course it doesn't mesh well, Colin. It doesn't mesh well with your prediction that the breakout is going to be Roma Dunze and win your fantasy league. So I get it. Um, I hope you're wrong. I don't know how much burden I'll be taking in redraft, but I have been a bunch of dynasties, and I'm quite happy with it. I just kind of waiting to see. But to my guy, I'm going to stick with a running back position um, because I think Josh Jacobs, where you have to take him to get him in the third round in most drafts, that's his average ADP right now. He he could get suspended at any time, and there's some rumblings that he may get suspended by the NFL. At first, it was like, no, it doesn't happen before the year. No. There's rumors that he could get suspended anytime. Now you're in the middle of the season, all of a sudden he's out for 2 or 3 games. Um, that's one. Number two, the Packers' offensive line, they have a lot of offensive line issues going into this year. It's a much weaker group. That kind of concerns me with what they're trying to do. So I don't mind taking Josh Jacobs, just not in the third round. I'm thinking late fourth, maybe fifth, something like that if he falls. Probably won't. So personally will not end up with a lot of Josh Jacobs today.
And if I'm not mistaken, he's out at the current moment with a soft tissue injury, so that's probably not not a great way to go necessarily either. All right, Jason, you're first up for number three.
Yeah, the last guy I have here is Harold Fannin from the Browns.
Hey, he's on my team. Don't pick on my guys.
He's also on the Browns. I want me to keep saying it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I do think that offense is going to be better, but it's going to be a run-heavy offense, obviously. They're going to want to slow the game down a little bit. They're going to want to run the ball with Monken. But I think there's with Concepcion, with Boston there, and they still have Jerry Judy. There's a couple other guys still there. I don't. I think he's down in the pecking order, even though he's extremely talented. But to me, more and a very questionable quarterback position, by the way, too, because who knows who's going to be the quarterback. So I would think that if it was Shador, he would lean on him more. Watson's a freaking goober. I don't know what he's planning on doing, and he will probably be the starter. But whatever happens, I think as a six-round tight end for me, that's not where I'm taking tight ends. I am taking receivers and running backs in that position, so I'm going to let him go.
I definitely understand where you're coming from. I'm happy to have him in Dynasty because I picked him very low. So like I have him, he's there. But in a redraft, that's usually where people are reaching in that next year. So I can see exactly what you're saying. Colin, I know that you had prepared three, then one was stolen from you from Jason. But if you had to propose a third, could you give me another name?
This one, yeah, I think I can. It's Devon Achane, and he has all the talent in the world. He had a good preseason game, like we know we all care about, but a lot of his work is dump offs and stuff, and that's something that his quarterback doesn't really do at this point. So it's going to be something where he's the only guy on the offense, but is that going to be enough for them to score the ball?
Absolutely. Just real quick, gentlemen, let's take a second to thank our sponsors. And Dad Bod's Crab Cakes and Sports is brought to you by the Spark Podcast Network. We're partnering up with them. That's a new development in our Dad Bod portfolio here. Jason, can you tell everybody where they can find us otherwise on social media?
Yeah, super excited. I mean, you can find us on anywhere that you get your podcast. You can do Apple Podcasts. We're on YouTube. Please like and follow us on YouTube. That really helps us out as well. You can always follow us live on Facebook, like you're doing or not doing now. But Spotify, oh gosh, where else? iHeartRadio. Anywhere you get your podcast, you will find Dad Bots, Crab Cakes, and Sports. So look us up.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jason. All right. Let's switch gears. We went from these bust players not to draft potentially to let's flip the coin and talk about some sleepers. And I'm not talking about, 9 a.m. wake up call. I'm talking about finding somebody in a position ADP Jason talked about earlier, right? Of value, somewhere in value country. So Jason and Colin, I need 3 players from you that would be considered sleepers at where they're picked, I would say, I guess. So I think we started with who we start with first, Jason. So let's start with Colin this time.
All right, my first one. You're gonna have to be drafting pretty soon for him to be that low, but it's Stribling out of San Francisco. He looks like the real deal that they reached to draft way before anybody else thought they were going to, and it looks like they made the right choice as long as the power station near the field doesn't get him.
Oh God.
Yeah. So between him and Debo Samuel, if you had a choice to draft, which one would you draft first?
I probably Stribling. I just Debo looked cooked last year, so he's not going to be on my teams anymore.
Jason, why don't you give us your? Well, you can give a Debo rebuttal if you want, and give us your
So
thoughts.
at the point that you would be taking Debo or Stribling in the draft, you want to take upside at that point in the draft. Like you want to go for that home run. You want to be the one that got Puka Nakua, which in every single redraft I've ever done, the first year Puka was not drafted. He was in our dynasty league, freaking Alfonso. But the so for Stribling, I mean he's probably not getting drafted, guys. Like probably not getting drafted. He'll be on the waiver wire more than likely, unless you're in a deeper bench spot league. But it's Stribling all day. I wouldn't take Debo at all. My sleeper, I didn't take Collins yet. I don't think. Jaden Higgins from the Texans. I think he showed a lot of flashes last year as the number two to Nico in Houston, but I think he is slowly breaking out. He might not just be a sleeper. He's got some like week winning potential. I don't want to say league winning, but there could be some times where he just puts up some pretty big weeks, but then he could start to kind of do it each week where he's putting up pretty useful numbers. Something like Parker Washington did last year, maybe a little less, because still the quarterback is still Stroud out there, and I'm not huge on him, but I do think that that is my number one sleeper so far.
Yeah. So he had what 525 yards and 6 touchdowns last year. It's not a bad little haul. Um, Everybody mark that down. Jaden Higgins. Jason said draft him. If he's really bad, blame it on Jason. All right, Jason, who's your number 2 sleeper?
This guy's actually my number one sleeper, I should say. I just put him number two on my list. I am very high on this guy, and he's kind of gone. He started with a lot of enthusiasm from everyone, but now he's kind of came down. Perfect for a sleeper, and could be a league winner. Bayshaw two for me from Jacksonville. I love Jacksonville's offense. Want to get a lot of pieces of Jacksonville's offense, but Tootin is the one. I'm not nervous at all before everyone gives me the Rodriguez stuff. How he's going to get all these goal line carries. They gave Tootin was supposed to be the third down back last year, and he got all the goal line carries. He did get 7 touchdowns from inside the goal line area last year. So I am very high on Deshaun Tootin, and that is my number one sleeper.
Man, I got to get me a Tootin jersey because I feel like I do that all the time, and the kids always yell at me. I think it goes with the dad bod, the Tootin. But anyway, Colin, who is your number 2? That goes right along with it.
My number two sleeper is like I guess Jason and I took a different path on these because I think Tootin is probably going in the mid rounds. Keaton Mitchell is mine. Just he's going to an offense that has had a lot of success with multiple backs out in well it's a new offense in Los Angeles. I almost said it wrong. Yeah, Los Angeles. So it's a new offense in them, but they have a lot of success with two running backs with the coordinator that brought in. So Keaton Mitchell, from his Baltimore days when he was a explosive, but just didn't see the field a whole bunch. If he can stay on the field, he is someone that's going to score even without an injury above him. So that is my number 2.
Yeah, I'm still trying to sort through that West Coast. I have the same trouble. It's like L.A. Chargers, San Diego. We say that at least once an episode. I'm pretty sure. And I've called the Raiders Oakland a bunch of times. I'm pretty sure they're in Vegas now. It's like, can we figure this thing out and just stick with the city? Let's just do that, all right? Colin, you've given us 2. It's time for
Still
3.
Yep. So I am going with Xavier Worthy as my third sleeper, and it's another deeper one, and that kind of hurts the Cyrus Allen talk from earlier, but there's some guys are going to be scoring in that Kansas City offense. I think they're going to have to score more than they did the last couple of years, and I think Worthy is going to be one of the guys. When he was healthy at the beginning of last year for half a game, and the end of the year before that, he looked like someone that Mahomes trusts a lot. So I think he's going to go back to that Worthy receiver.
I like that because he is in my fantasy football dynasty team, and I like what they do with him because they don't just run the regular patterns with him. They use him on the jet. They use him all over the place to get his speed up the field. So I think he could gain a couple touchdowns just in those type of gadget type plays as well. Jason, what are your thoughts? Number 3.
Yeah, my last was actually, I'm going to go to the tight end position. Greg Dulcich from Miami Dolphins. That is probably, I mean, I guess you could say deeper leagues, but if you are in a redraft league where you're not taking a tight end anywhere near the mid range, maybe even the late, he'll be there. And I mean, for me, it could turn out to really work out for you because he's going to get a lot of looks. I think there's not a lot out there in Miami. I mean, H-An to me is going to be the guy that everyone's going to focus on. Malik Washington's out there. There's a couple young wide receivers that are promising. Chris Bell, and then Douglas, I think, is the other one. But I think Dulcich, he's 25 years old, 26 years old, I think, and he is probably, I mean, he's got years of experience already. So to me, that is my sleeper, my last sleeper with these guys.
All right. Anything you guys want to add about sleepers or thoughts on reaching or where you can find value in general when we talk about a fantasy football draft? If I'm somebody who's your average Joe, how do I know when's a good time maybe to pick one of these guys that you're talking about? Jason?
Well, one of the things too that's important to know is that if you're doing everything right and you're watching this, you don't want your bench should not be bench players. Your bench in fantasy football should be startable players. So if you're drafting right and you're going, you're having number 1 and number 2 wide receivers. Unless you're in a deeper league or you have big benches, then you can think about taking, I don't know, a Cyrus Allen. Probably not a redraft guy. But Xavier Worthy, I'm thinking might be free that you can grab at one point as well. It's to me, I like to load up on making sure that I have players that are starting on my bench. So that's what I look at. And if there's guys out there, again, remember what I said last week. This is supposed to be fun. If there's a guy you're enamored with, pick your guy. This is supposed to be fun.
Yep. The sleepers are the high upside guys that if they crash and burn, you don't feel too attached to them. You just drop them for the next up and coming guy that catches your eye. It's the part of redraft where you get to churn through players looking for the guy to hit is kind of fun.
Yeah, and Steve, who's watching ads, I like Jaden Blue as a sleeper in a similar context to Keaton Mitchell. Game-breaking speed, good hands, and injury to Williams, I think, could set him up well. So that's good thoughts from Steve listening in. All right, you guys ready for a little game? Is that okay?
Ooh. Games, Colin.
Yeah.
We like that.
Yeah. So very much similar to what we do on our weekday evening show and our Saturday evening show. We do something called Dad Bod Feud,
No.
and so we're gonna do a little fantasy Dad Bod Feud between Colin and Jason. So here's the deal. I'm gonna give you a list, a top 5, a top 7, something like that, and you're gonna say your name and raise your hand. Oh yeah, we got the music. I'm doing the Carlton over here. All right, thanks, Jason. So you're going to say your name and raise your hand up on the screen for those watching on Facebook Live, and you are going to then answer. If you get it right and you're the first person, you can choose to play or pass. If you choose to play, you have to name the entire list without getting 3 strikes. Okay? And if you can't get the entire list, then it goes to the other person, and they just have to get 1 to get the point for that round. We're only doing 3 rounds tonight. And any questions about the game?
I just want to say that I was always a lot better at multiple choice. So let's see how this goes.
God, I appreciate your honesty, Mod. All right. So I have done my best to compile the top list of running backs available in this year's fantasy football. And this is kind of like a consensus. So it's not one particular person's list. I try to get like a consensus top 6 list. All right. So top 6 running backs available in fantasy football. Go.
Jason.
All right, Jason, who you got?
Bijan Robinson.
That is number 1. You are correct. You may choose either to play and get all 6 or pass to Mod.
I'll play. I'll try it. Why not?
All right, my friend.
Let's do Jahmyr Gibbs.
He is number 2 on the list.
Let's do Christian McCaffrey, to my chagrin.
Christian, CMC, number 5. Run CMC.
Jonathan Taylor.
JT is number 4 on the list. So you are missing 3 and 6.
Oh, goodness gracious.
You still got 3 strikes, so you're doing well.
3 and 6. Who am I missing at number 3? Why? Let's go.
Colin
Achane.
knows. I see it in his eyes. Achane. Achane is strike 1.
Ah! Who am I missing? Oh, I know who I would take, but no, that's not. It's right out of here. Chase Brown.
Chase Brown is number 6. So all you need is number 3. You got 2 strikes to do it.
Who in the blue hell is number 3? I'm like, everyone's got to be laughing at me right now because I'm missing somebody. Like,
Just Colin. He's laughing inside.
do you know who it is, Colin? You know who it is?
I have a guess, but
Oh my gosh.
that's it.
You should save it, Colin, for when you get a chance.
Oh, that's
I'm
a
like
good idea. I was just gonna
stalling
give it to Jason.
right now.
All right, 5, 4, 3.
James Cook.
James Cook is number 3. So you have named the entire list 1 through 6. Clappy hands for Jason, who gets the point. Well done, my friend. 1-0, Jason. All right. There they are. There's the clappy hands. So we don't have John in studio. He's actually pictured here in studio today because, Jason, why? Why is he here?
I mean, I don't know why he's here. He's got his screen up. Producer John is not producing. He's not here, but he left himself with just a black screen J with it says J. I mean, this is the best he's ever sounded with us, though, Mike. I got to give it to him. This is fantastic.
And how best he's ever looked. Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yes. All right. Okay. Same mold for the second question. I have compiled a list of the top 6 wide receivers available in this year's fantasy football.
Jason.
Jason.
Slow. Yeah.
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase is number 1. Would you like to pass or play?
Colin, do you want to play? You feel like you're left out. Do you want to play?
I do feel left out, but
Okay.
I am going to be struggling with this one. But yeah, I'll give it a shot.
All right, I'm going to pass. I want Colin to play.
All right, Colin.
Let me try Puka. Puka Nakua.
Puka who? Oh, Nakua. Yeah, that one. That Puka is on the list. He is number 2.
All
It's the
right.
other Puka.
He's the only Puka on there. It's weird. All right.
And man, I'm already struggling. Let's go with Amon-Ra St. Brown. If I have to say the whole
I love that guy,
Yeah.
the Sun God. He is number 4. Good job. So you got 1, 2, and 4. You need 3, 5, and 6.
Okay. Let's see. Did that one, that one. Let me go with a guy that I'm going to say as soon as I think of it.
All right.
I mean, I would say Justin Jefferson. He's probably
Justin Jefferson is strike 1 on this list. Strike 1. We still have 2 more strikes. And we have, just so you know, Colin, you're looking for 2 NFC and 1 AFC wide receiver.
2 NFC and 1 AFC. Well, I know that CeeDee Lamb is in the NFC, so I'm going to say him.
He is number 6. CD Lamb. Well done.
So in
So
NFC,
you have Chase, Nakua, St. Brown, and Lamb. You're missing 3 and 5.
dead air.
Ah!
5.
Let's
4.
say, the other Brown, the new
What?
Patriots
Ooh.
wide receiver.
That is correct. He is number 5 on the list.
boy.
AJ Brown.
All right.
So you just need 1 more, and this one you may have heard of before.
I may have.
You definitely have.
Okay, that's good.
He played very recently.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank here.
All
Like I
right.
said multiple
You-
choice is where I go. Give me a hint or pass it.
No, don't give him a hint. There's no hint.
I can give you 5 seconds to name somebody. 5,
That's a great hint.
4, 3,
Farts.
2,
All right.
1. That's strike 2. All right, you still got 5 more seconds to name a third one because you have 3 strikes.
And I'm
5,
looking in NFC,
4, 3,
wide receiver.
2.
Yep.
Ba-bum.
I'm done.
Jason, can you name the number 3 wide receiver?
Can I ask who's already been guessed one more time, just to make sure?
Yeah, so it's Chase, Nakua, St. Brown, Brown, and Lamb.
JSN.
That is correct.
Oh, yeah.
Jackson Smith Njigba. I said he played recently because he played in the Super Bowl. All right.
Outstanding.
Thinking
That's all right. So Jason's winning 2-0, but in the spirit of having fun, we need to have our third category. Okay, and this one's a little different. All right, so my question was, when I am watching a preseason, well, I'm watching the preseason, and I'm a fantasy football owner, okay? What are the top 7 factors that I'm looking for as a fantasy football owner when I'm watching preseason football?
Jason.
Go ahead.
Only because I don't want to try to answer these because this is insane. I just got to get one of these things. Let's say you're looking at
5,
how do I say
4,
this? Like who's
3,
playing,
2.
who's starting at certain positions, who's playing like playing time. Let's just say playing time.
Positional role changes / depth chart. I'll give you that. That is the number 1 factor.
I would like to pass.
All right, yeah, let's.
All right, so Colin, you can do this. Colin, you can do this because these are just things. These are just things you look for as a fantasy owner.
I'm looking for, and usage was the first one, right?
So that was positional roles / depth
Positional
chart.
roles. Okay, then I would say not getting hurt. Does that count as something that I want?
Injury status, number 3.
All right.
Injury status number 3.
Then I am looking for a connection between a quarterback and a wide receiver. Something along those lines. Some sort of.
Man, that one's tough. That's close to one. We'll call it offensive scheme shifts. Why not?
Yeah,
Let's just call it that.
Exactly what I. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we'll give that to you. That's number 5.
And then along that vein, I'll say players that have changed teams, maybe.
No, I'm going to give you strike 1 on that one because that's probably more the offensive scheme.
Look at rookies.
Rookies. Rookie usage patterns, number 2. Well done. So you got 1, 2, 3, and 5. We're looking for 4, 6, and 7.
The fact that you went to 7 on this ridiculous category. Let's see. What else am I
I'm a
looking
horrible
for?
person.
I'm
Yes,
looking
yes, you are.
for who's got sharp new uniforms.
Incorrect. No, strike 2.
Oh, dang.
I do like that though.
Run me through what I've got so far.
So you've got positional role changes, depth chart, rookie usage patterns, injury status update. You have offensive scheme fits, and that's it.
Then I am watching positional battles. Is that count along with the other one?
Or didn't we already say that?
Yeah.
It's kind of yeah.
Roster bubble battles. How about that? We'll give him that one. Roster bubble battles. I mean, it's a little more specific. You gave us very general. So we'll give that to you. That's number 7. So we need number 4, number 6.
I need Steve to say something again.
Nope.
Yeah.
Don't you do it, Sweeney.
Let's
cheating.
see. And I am also looking for
5,
Stall McAct.
4.
looking for who's got
2.
the most supporting family watching them in the stands.
Nice.
No, that is a strike. Is that your second striker?
No, that's like the 4th or 5th because you were pretty.
All right,
with the other
you're
one.
out. Jason, you need to name one of the 2 remaining. This is tough.
Oh, I was gonna say, but I don't know if this is the right. But like impactfulness of like new coordinators and head coaches going to different teams and how that shapes.
That's already been said, so I'm going to give you another chance.
that was
Offensive
one?
scheme fits has already been said.
Oh.
So
What could it be? Injuries, you already said. Depth battles. We did playing time.
all right. 5,
Mm.
3, 2.
What about playing time in the actual games? Like how often certain player, like who's starting, how much they're playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what you said first. That's depth chart. So I'm going to say Colin wins that round. Colin.
Yeah, I did great.
Good job, Colin. All right, so here was the list, right? From top. Yeah, sorry. It was fun, though. For me, it was fun. From top to bottom, number 1, positional role changes, depth chart. 2, rookie usage patterns. 3, injury status. 4, which we did not get, expert consensus rankings, or the ADP stuff that you're talking about as they shift with the preseason. Offensive scheme fits. You did not get number 6. Target volume trends. Number 6. Target volume trends. And then number 7 was roster bubble battles. So overall, though, you guys did a really good job with that. So thank you for partaking in Dad Bod Fantasy Football Family Feud. Say that 3 times fast.
Oh no, the pause button broke. There we go.
Yeah. Now's a good time to remind everybody that we are brought to you by the Spark Podcast Network. That's right. We have lit a spark, and now we are aflame, I think, Jason, but not really on fire. But we're getting there. Yep, we're getting there. But thank you to our partners in Spark Podcast Network. You might hear some ads running in our shows now, but all that's good stuff, and it's part of our partnership with their network. So sorry if you have to listen to an ad, but you can always hit the fast forward button. But don't do that because our people don't like that. All right. Jason and Colin, anything that you'd like to add as we come towards the end of the show here? Is there anything you want to give to the people that might help them in the fantasy world?
Colin, what you got?
Have fun. I know Jason has said it a half a dozen times already, but just go out there, and if you're playing in one league, just get the guys that you enjoy watching. Just have fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're like, if you've never played before for whatever reason, you just happen to stumble upon the show, give it a shot. You know, if like do just a little bit of research, listen to this show, maybe get a couple things out of it. We have a lot of beginner stuff, but I would say, for me, if I don't know, it's so tough because we're coming up on a bunch of drafts. So if you have your rankings, you have your players, like not just this weekend, but then the weekend before Labor Day is actually, I believe, like the most popular draft day out there. So we're getting there quick. So if you're on the cusp of anything, start putting your rankings together. And again, yeah, like you said, have fun. I don't know what was that, John. I don't want to answer it just out of. I just want to boycott him. I don't even want to answer.
Oh, well, you know what? For me, it's remember to find a fun name. Like I said at the beginning, in Goff we trust. I think that would be a great name if you draft Jared Goff, or maybe you draft Jay Jettis, right? And then you're gritty fly for a Vikes guy. So just think about how you want to go with your team name. Be clever, be creative, because like we said, it's all about having fun in the world of fantasy football. All right. Well, for Jason Weisbecker, Colin Moderman, I'm Mike Frisky. Thanks for joining us for our episode 2 of Dad Bod's Fantasy Football Fix. We will see you next Friday night. Have a great evening.
Don't forget to subscribe to Dad Bod's Crab Cakes and Sports on Red Circle, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you get your free podcasts. And while you're at it, leave us a review. It really helps us out. We're trying to spread the good word about Baltimore sports far and wide. Follow us on social media for more behind-the-scenes actions, memes, and bad sports takes. You can find us at Dad Bod's Crab Cakes and Sports on Instagram and Dad Bod's Crab Cakes and Sports on our Facebook page. Until next time, keep rocking those dad bods, eating those crab cakes, and never miss the game.